Have you ever found yourself rummaging through your medicine cabinet, stumbling upon an old bottle of something that looks like it could have been part of a mad scientist's collection? You know what I mean. Dusty labels, faded expiration dates, and that lingering question in the back of your mind, can I still use this? Today, let's dive into a curious topic that's been buzzing around in the back of my mind. If a poison has expired, does its toxicity increase or decrease? To get started, please take just 1 second to like this video. Your support encourages me to continue creating this content. So, let's break this down. First off, when we talk about poisons, we're not just referring to the classic tropes we see in movies, like the mysterious vial of liquid that the villain slips into someone's drink. No, poisons are all around us. They can be found in household cleaners, pesticides, certain plants, and yes, even in some medications. Understanding how they change over time can be crucial, especially if you're considering using something that's been sitting around for a while. Now, the first thing to note is that expiration dates are not just arbitrary numbers slapped on the side of a bottle. They're based on stability testing, which evaluates how long a substance maintains its efficacy and safety. For many medications, this means that after the expiration date, the manufacturer can no longer guarantee that the drug is effective or safe. But what about poisons? Do they follow the same rules? In general, when a poison expires, its chemical composition can change. This might lead to a decrease in toxicity for some substances, while others might become more toxic. It's like a game of roulette. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. For example, certain poisons can break down over time into less harmful compounds. Imagine that bottle of old rat poison you found in the garage. Over time, it might degrade into something that's not as lethal as it once was. So, in that case, the toxicity decreases. But don't let your guard down just yet. There are also poisons that can become more dangerous as they age. Take, for instance, some types of mold or fungi that can produce mycotoxins. These can actually become more potent as the original substance breaks down. So, if you've got a bottle of something that's been sitting in your pantry for years, it could very well be more toxic than when you first bought it. It's a real mixed bag, and that's what makes this topic so fascinating and a little bit scary. Now, let's talk about the practical implications. You might be wondering, what does this mean for me? Well, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're considering using an expired poison or even an expired medication, it's essential to err on the side of caution. Just because something looks okay doesn't mean it is. If you wouldn't take an expired medication, why would you use an expired poison? And here's a fun fact. Sometimes, poisons can become less toxic when they're mixed with other substances. This is where things get really interesting. In chemistry, there's a concept called synergism, where two substances interact to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their individual effects. So if you've got an expired poison and you mix it with something else, say a cleaner or another chemical, you might inadvertently create something that's far more dangerous than either substance alone. It's like a chemistry experiment gone wrong, and trust me, you don't want to be the test subject in that scenario. So what's the takeaway here? When it comes to expired poisons, you really need to be cautious. If you're not sure about the safety or toxicity of a substance, it's best to dispose of it properly. Many communities have hazardous waste disposal programs that can help you get rid of these items safely. Don't just throw them in the trash or down the sink, as that can lead to contamination of water supplies or harm to wildlife. In conclusion, the question of whether the toxicity of expired poisons increases or decreases doesn't have a straightforward answer. It varies depending on the substance in question. So, the next time you come across an old bottle that makes you raise an eyebrow, remember, it's better to be safe than sorry. Knowledge is power, and understanding the nature of these substances can keep you and your loved ones safe. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the fascinating world of science. You never know what you might discover next. Thank you for exploring with us here at the Corner of Curiosity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating content. As always, feel free to leave your curious questions and thoughts in the comments below. Until next time.